Okay, so for the shoe design, what we're going to do, as we've done before, is use the watercolour box, which you should have picked up in your art pack, and you're going to use obviously all the different colours here and mix potentially in the lid if you want to. And then you should also have a brush, which should have come with your art pack as well, and you should get yourself a cup of water. So what we're going to do is remember obviously the colour scheme that we used before, and we took this from your theme images, so you should already have colours chosen in your development designs and you're going to be sticking to those. So the colours you've already done in your design drawings, you're just going to continue in this design here. You might want to change them about and use different colours and different shapes so it's not exactly the same. So I'm starting by putting a little bit of water in the shape that I'm going to do. I might want to mix a colour rather than use it straight from the block. And then what I'm going to do thereafter is just use a little bit around the edge. Okay, I'm not going to do too much before I start trying to sort of blend it a little bit, because it might just dry if I do too much and then try and come back. The reason behind having a little bit of water is just to really make sure it is still blendable. So once I've got the shape done, that's the first layer, I'm going to go back again, not too much water this time, and with my brush, a slightly darker version of that same colour, and just really carefully go around the outside. Again, just do a little bit, okay, and then get a little bit of water and blend that in, okay. So that should continue all the way around so that you then have a shape that's sort of darker around the outside and then lighter in the middle. Now once you've done that, what you're then going to do is add colour pencil to it. So I'm going to show you what this looks like in one of the previous versions that we did for the body adornment. So you can see we've done the same thing here, okay, and what we've then done, once we've done the two different layers of watercolour, the thin one and then the slightly darker one, is we've then got colour pencils of similar colours to the watercolour, okay, and then gone over the top of shapes to add a bit more of a tonal quality. So for example, these shapes here, I'm going round the edge with the colour pencil, almost like just doing an outline, but do it really neatly so your shape is nice and sharp. And then once you've done that, a bit like shading or blending with a normal tonal pencil, just fade it into the middle. Okay, following that curve round, really lightly, just rubbing the surface. Okay, so blending from dark to light, so it's darker around the outside, lighter in the middle, just sort of fading it in. Okay, but you have to obviously wait for your watercolour to dry properly for that to actually work well. Okay, and you can see I've also done the same on the orange shape here, so I'll show you here as well. Just round the outside with that dark line and sort of fade it into the middle, and it just makes it look really nice and three-dimensional. Okay. It's a good idea to leave some quite light areas in the middle of your shapes, because when you then start the blending, you've got that really nice contrast. You can see on this one, I went a wee bit heavy with the paint, and so we're not getting the contrast quite as well here, so that one doesn't look as good. Okay, so bear that in mind when you're doing the watercolour. Leave yourself somewhere to go with it. Leave some quite light areas in the middle. Okay, you can see here, nice light area here, perhaps gone a wee bit dark there, but I'm going to remember that when I do this one, so it just needs to have that really light bit in the middle. So your aim by the end of today is to have for your shoe a side view and a bird's eye view, totally finished and detailed. I'd be putting all the shapes in here before I painted, and they should be in colour with the watercolour, and if you have them, colour pencil on top.